Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Can you hear me loud and clear? Hello. If you can hear me, please type 1 in the chat room. Okay. I think now we are alive. We are live. We will start the training very soon. Just hold on a second. I think now we are live. Just need to wait for more people to come in. Okay, if you guys can hear me, I will start today's training. So let me bring up my training slides. So now we are live. First, a big warm welcome wherever you guys are from. I'm Scott from LifeSmart Overseas Department Technical Support Team, situated at Hangzhou, China. Today we are going to talk about LifeSmart AI Builder. And sorry about the background noise, because our company and our neighbor is just doing some decorations. So if you hear any noise in the background, very sorry about that. This is today's training content. We will explain what AI Builder is in a very simple way, and also tells about the basic concepts and components of AI Builder. Then we will start to put our hands onto it to build an AI template by ourselves. And also I will share a hidden function of AI Builder to you guys as well. This is very useful, especially when you would like to integrate all kinds of third-party systems together. So let's get right into the topic today. So what is AI Builder? AI Builder is a revolutionary home automation programming tool from LifeSmart. With graphical interface that simplifies complex AI logics, and it makes home automation programming easy and convenient. So put it into a very simple way, AI Builder is a home automation programming tool of LifeSmart. If you're already familiar with about how to set a trigger, a schedule, even a smart home scenes, now it's time for you to put your hands on AI Builder. So what can AI Builder do? What can AI Builder do? I think it's a very common question from our partners and customers. What can AI Builder do? AI Builder can simplify complex home automation AI logics, and it can make your home automation design into a template, so you can share this template for your users to use. And it can enhance the reliability of device interaction and scene linkage. To raise a very simple example, like figure 1 here, lights on when open the door. It's a very simple home automation. So it turns on the light when you open the door. Or you can create, it's just like this simple home automation. Or you can create an automation that if the gas value is high, it sends alert every 1 minute until it drops below the threshold. So that's what you can do with AI Builder. But AI Builder is certainly more than that. Here is just a very simple example for better understanding. So later we will also use that example and add more components onto it to make it more versatile and functional. So how to use AI Builder? First step, learn from the existing templates. So for new Life partners, we strongly recommend to get familiar with the existing AI Builder library or with the database, like displayed in the screenshots here. And the AI Builder library can resolve most of your home automation cases. If you would like to upload some useful ones and require more templates, please feel free to contact us. And AI library does not require any VIP function to be opened manually by LifeSmart staff. You can also go to the graphic edit page to check how the AI is designed with different modules, with different blocks, to learn the logics and to be ready for the next step, design one by yourselves. So let me use an example here. So what is AI library? So if I open my app simulator here, so this is our test account. What you can do, if you already add all the devices onto your account and they are working fine, and if you would like to use AI, just click the menu button on top left corner and click AI here. And there's a plus icon on top right corner. Click here. And the second option is called Smart. The description is create AI, then the devices and things can work automatically. Go into that. And on the upper part, there's like instructions. There's like a guidance. The user can follow the guidance to find the most suitable AI template for them. But today, because we are demo the whole AI template, we can click from here, pick from the AI library. That's where all the AI templates sits. It says we have prepared a rich template AI library for you. And if we go into that and choose the smart station, now you can see all the AI templates we already built for you guys. Take as an example here, the first one, multiple control. We have a title called multiple control, and the template also has a brief description. Control different switches, plugs at once. This smart can be activated when switches, plugs, and lights are paired. So it is an AI template that allow multiple different switches control the same lighting. So let's go into that. You can say it will tell you what kind of equipment needed, and click the button on the bottom, start to config. And on the upper part, you can see the name and the descriptions, and also the rooms and groups. And also, you can select different switches from here. So because the only option for the user is to select a switch or plug or lights, so you go into that, you can select the switches and plugs in your account. Say for instance, I just randomly select a switch. And if you go to graphic edit here, you can see how the AI Builder is made of, what the AI Builder is made of. This AI Builder is only made of by one single block, multiple control block. So very simple, and you just need to fill only one option here. So that's about our AI template. And for the new users and the new partners, we recommend to get familiar with all the AI templates here. It's all basically very useful AI templates. And someone said the can hear, but the video lags sometimes. The sound is wired. What is sound is wired? Okay. Let's continue. So the second step, after getting familiar with the existing AI templates, the second step is to create one on your own. So you need to contact LifeSmart staff to enable AI Builder on your LifeSmart account, and we need your account regions and account ID, this kind of information to enable this function for you. And also, after we enable the function, you can check the availability in value-added service here. So if in value-added service under your account settings, you can see a LifeSmart AI Builder Mastercard. That means your account is enabled with the AI Builder function. Okay, now let's dive into the basic concepts of AI Builder. What is AI Builder made of? What is AI Builder made of? So the first one is control block. The first one is control block. A control block consists of a group of inputs and outputs. And a control block processes data that all inputs receive and updates data in the output. The logic of a control block dealing with data that determines the function of it. The logic of a control block dealing with data determines the function of it. So the logic of each of the block means the function of the block. And a combination of a group of control blocks can become an AI. So putting into a very simple way, control block is the component that processes the data in the AI Builder automation. So it's a key component of AI Builder. It processes all the data and output the data. And I think this is these are the most frequently used blocks. We just listed 6 examples. The first is device control. This is a very common control block. It controls the device, like turn on, turn off a switch, turn on, turn off a plug. Very straightforward. And the second is the time limit. It can make the AI only running in a certain time or period. And the third one is send messages. It will send the user a push notification. So if you would like to make a home automation that sends out alert message, you can use this send message block. And the next end, when the 2 conditions are true, it will output 1. It will output 1. So this is a block that processes two conditions. Only if the 2 conditions are true, it will output 1. And the next is OR block. OR blocks means when one of the 2 conditions is true, it will output 1. So it is more like a programming concept. And if you are a programmer and if you are into engineering, I think you are very familiar about these concepts. And the last one is called Boolean. Boolean is used for output on-off values for devices like switches, plugs, and etc. So it is also a programming concept. So basically, you can understand it just represents the status of a switch. If the switch is off, it means it will output 0, and if the switch is on, on status, it will output 1. We also have a very detailed document that explains of all the each AI Builder block. So if you are interested in AI Builder, we will share the AI Builder explanation document in the YouTube description. You can download from there. It will give a very detailed explain of each AI Builder block. So yeah, I think that's also a homework for you guys. If you really would like to learn AI Builders, open the document here to check, to get familiar with all the AI Builder blocks. It will help you when you start to build your own AI Builders. And the next is joint line. So joint line connects two data points. And the joint line is directional, means it only has one direction. And the joint line represents sending data from source point to terminal point. And the source point is the output, and the terminal point is the input. And the source point, the output can have multiple joint lines connected. So like mentioned here, this point, so the point here can have multiple joint lines connected. And the terminal point can connect only by one joint line. So say for instance here, the device control block, the terminal here can only connect by one joint line. So put it into a very simple way, joint line is a component that sends the data to the next control block. And the third one is the inputs and outputs. So a control block can contain many data points, and every data point has its own meaning. So data value is transmitted through joint lines, and the data status value can be mapped to a data point. So here is a time limit block. It is an example. It has 5 inputs, and only 1 output. So please refer this. Please, if you would like to know what are the individual input and output means, please refer to the block introduction file. And for MIMOIDS, this kind of stuff, we will talk about later in the practice section, because I think it is not very easy to understand at the moment. We will talk about in the practice sections later. And the next one is the templates and the data point. So what is template? Because I just show you a multiple control template. So what is actually a template? So template is a ready for use AI that is pre-built, and the user needs to fill out the template with data like devices, time, numbers, and etc. to use it. For users, the only thing open for them is those data points. You need to define and regulate the attributes of those data points to help user to choose the data easily. So you need to, which means you need to set different things to regulate the data points in the AI Builder. We will demo this later. And in the figure on the right is 3 data points open for the users. So that's the data point. That's the options for the end users to use. So it makes them to use it very easier, because the only thing they need to do is to choose from the options here. So template, like mentioned before, is actually a ready for use AI that is pre-built by our engineers, the multiple control template. So we can check this again. So the template, if we go to, let's change to another one. Let's get to the send message AI. Sorry. So in this AI, you can see there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different data points, 4 different options. So that's the data point open for the users. The users can choose from them. So it is only the AI block, the AI builder here is only made by one control block, send message control block, and the engineer just opened 4 different points, data points for the user to choose. They need to choose the triggering condition, by which device, and the user need to choose which user they need to send from the family. Because in LifeSmart systems, a system can be shared to multiple family members. You need to choose which family members can receive the messages. And the third is send message. What kind of message needs to be sent? And the last is send message, the sound, the push notification sound. You need to choose what kind of notification sound you would like to receive. Okay, that's about our template. And next, we will start to build an AI template by ourselves. So the case is door open and lights on. So the requirement, the function requirement of this AI builder is the main light of the bedroom turns on automatically once the door is open. So when the door is open, it will trigger the light to automatically turn on. So in this case, the device need to be used in this case is smart station, of course, smart station, door window sensor, and also a smart switch. So please think about it. Yeah, let's break down the case into 3 parts before we put our hands onto it. Let's break down the case into 3 parts. The first is conditions. The second is command. The third is objects. So before we start to put our hands onto an AI builder, we need to analyze the requirement first. So for each of the AI builder requirement, before we start to build our own AI builder, we need to think about the 3 parts. What is the conditions, and what is the command, and what are the objects? So what does condition mean? Condition means like for example, time condition, certain timing, delay or certain time period. And the physical conditions means like temperature, humidity, illumination, movement, this kind of physical condition. Say for instance, in this case, when the door opened, it will trigger a light. So the physical condition is the door open. So we will use a door window sensor to trigger the AI running. And like other conditions like triggers triggering, and also the command and the command. Command means control a device. Say for instance, turn on, turn off a device, and also the command can be push notification, send a text message, not a text message, send a push notification message to your cell phones. And objects are like air conditioners, heatings, TVs, or other devices like our smart switches. So in this case, the condition is the door is open. So we need to use door window sensor status. And the command is turn on. And the object is smart switch. So for the condition, we need to use a Boolean block. Like I mentioned, a Boolean block is the on-off status of a device. So we need to use Boolean block to be the source of the status of door window sensor. And to turn on a smart switch, it is very straightforward. We need to use a device control block to do that. So now I think it's time, because we have done the analysis, it's time to put our hands onto it. So let me open my simulator here. So let's put our hands onto it. So here we just click here, create by empty template. So the entrance is here. The entrance is the menu AI. From AI, click the plus button here and choose smart. And if you would like to create an AI from the scratch, you need to choose create by empty AI template and choose a smart station. And here in the name we type door window sensor, door sensor trigger light, give it a name. And rooms and groups, let's just choose the AIB webinar. And the descriptions, we just give it a very brief description. Please choose door sensor and a light for the AI to run. Okay, and then the next step is go to graphic edit here. We're going to that. We can see a blank space for us to build our own AI builders. And click the icon on bottom left corner. Because as I mentioned, we need two different blocks. The first is Boolean block. So we need to find the Boolean block here on the variables block, Boolean block. And also a device control block from here, a device control block, this one. And then we have the two blocks. What we need to do is we need to use the door window status to trigger the light. So we need to link the two blocks together. And link it here. I can see some people asking questions. After I finish this AI, I'll answer the questions. So let's get back about the AI. So the next step is we need to open the Boolean for the users to choose a door window sensor from their account. And go to settings. And we need to open the data point to the users. So we just open the option here, display on home. And the serial number on home page, the bigger the number is, the fronter it will be. So we just type it, the biggest number, 100. And the name, we disable the default name. We give it understandable name called please choose a door sensor. Okay, and the format here, we just disable the default format. and we go to device IO, and because we are using a door window sensor, we just choose the door window sensor from the list. Where is the door window sensor? Sorry, my computer now is a little bit slow. So hold on a second. We just need to select the door window sensor from the list. Here we go. So once you select the door window sensor, once you select an format, it will pop up a window like this. So for this, I think it's very. I think it's a little bit hard to understand at the very beginning. But for beginners, we recommend if it is an input, if it is a data input for the AI builder, just select the MI here. So like we are using door window sensor status for the AI builder, so we just select MI. So if other format, if other data points is the output, we just select MOIDS. Just to remember that. So for beginners, we only recommend to choose MI from MI and MOIDS. So for this case, for the door window sensor, we choose MI here. And save it and go back. Now if we go back, we can see there's a setting from the bottom. The user can choose a door sensor from their device list. And let's go back to the graphic editing. Because we are using the door window sensor to turn on the light, so in the device control block here, we need to select the on-off status. In this case, it's turn on, so we just select turn on and click save. And in the device here, because the device, we need to open this data point for the users to choose. So the same, go to the settings here and enable display on home. And the number here, we just type 99 and we'll give it a name, a proper name. Please choose a light. And in the format, we go to format, disable default format. And because it's a switch, so here we choose switch from the device I/O. And as I mentioned, because it is output in the AI builder, so we choose MOIDS. We choose MOIDS and save it. And we go back. And we go back to the first page. Now you can see it will pop up another option for the user to choose a light. Now I think our AI builder is done. Let's test it. So we just save it from here. We save it from here, and I need to go back to find it. Yeah, a little bit of there's a lot of AI builders for our technical support team, so I just need to find the one I just created. So here we go, finally. So we need to choose a door sensor from our account, and here is the door sensor we have. We select the trigger condition to be opened, so when the door opens, it will trigger a light. And if you would like to choose a light, click here. And I will choose a Stella switch on my desk. Now the AI is done. So if we go back to the device here, let's just go to the detail settings, double check it's the very switch I just select. I will just disable other AIs. So that's it. So now the door sensor is closed. So if I open the door sensor here, as you can see, the door is opened and the light 1 is triggered to be on. So that's how AI works. So we already built our first AI builder template. That's how it works. So let's go back to the presentation here. So because I just demoed how it works, if you didn't follow, or if you are still wondering how to set it up, you can follow the instructions in our training slides, which can be downloaded from our in the description below. So you can refer to the operation, all the operations by yourself later on. And the next thing I would like to talk about is after you make an AI builder, how to share it with your partner, or how to share it with your customers, how to send it to your customers to use. So because we just created an AI, we can find the AI here. The door sensor triggers the light. And what we need to do is we need to go back to the AI menu here. And there's a button, three dot button, go inside, and there's a AI template management. And here is like a small warehouse of all your AI templates that belongs to your account. So what we need to do is we go to the bottom, click the plus icon here, and select. Choose this, select from AIs. Say for instance, I'll use an example, door open and lights on, this AI here, and save it. And it will appear on the top of your list. And what you need to do is to select to the left, and you can see three options: upload, share, and remove. If you would like to share it with your customer or share it with other engineers, you just click share, and it will pop up a message, and you can copy the text code here, copy it, and paste it in your communication apps. Those apps and a text message, you can text it to your partner and send it to your customers. The customers, they need to copy the text code as well. Copy the text code they received and open LifeSmart. It will open up. It will automatically pop up a message, pop up the AI, so they can use and save the AI by themselves. And if you think the AI builder is very useful and you want to share it with all LifeSmart users, you can click upload here and click yes. You sure you want to upload it to public template library, and click yes. Successful, and the status is pending. And you need to contact your corresponding LifeSmart staff, especially like LifeSmart technical support staff. And we will check in our backend systems. We will check the template, whether the template is good enough, whether the template is ready for use. And once we approve it, it will be opened to the general AI builder library. So that's how you can upload the AI templates. So right. That's all the steps, and that's how you send your AI builder template. Send the text code, and once they copy it and copy the message and open LifeSmart app, it will pop a message like this. So they can start. They can click continue to use the AI template. And now it's practice time. It's now practice time. Here is a case. It's a little complicated than the case I just demoed before. During 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., when the door opened, turn on the light and send an alert message to user. How are we gonna do that? So I'll just give you guys a minute or two to think about it and how we can analyze it And I think Nikita asked a question about at what point does artificial intelligence come into play. If you are referring to our AI builder, the AI builder comes into play when the customer have requirement that our trigger schedule and things cannot meet their requirement, and you cannot find any AI template in our existing AI library. That's when the AI builder comes into play. So you need to build an automation for them to cater their specific needs. Yeah, because as I mentioned before, I think AI builder the AI builder library can meet the most of the requirement. But we do have customers. They have a very specific need, and I think every home, every requirement, every people have different requirement and a different lifestyle. So they may have different requirements, and that's when the AI builder comes into play. And because we also sell product through you guys, through our partners, distributor partners. So if you can have a good knowledge about AI builder, it also enables you to cater more specific needs from the market. So right, let's go back, get back to the case here. So during 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., when the door opens, turn on the light and send an alert message to user. How can we do that? So the first, we need to break them down into 3 parts. The first, condition; the second, command; the third, objects. What's the conditions here? What's the condition in this case? There are 2 conditions here. Not only the door sensor opened, but also during certain time of period. Here in the case is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the command is turn on and also send a message. Turn on the light and send a message to users. And the objects, the first is light and the second is user. So what kind of control block, what kind of AI builder block we need to use? The first, for the door sensor status, we need to use a Boolean block, the same as before. And the second, for during certain time of period, we need to use a block called a time limit block. And for command turn on and send a message, for turn on we need to use the same device control block, and for send a message we need to use a block called send message block. And the objects is light and user. We can also choose the object in those 2 block here. So let's open my simulator here. So create by empty AI template, or I can just modify from the AI template I just created. So here, the sensor triggers the light, and go to graphic edit here. Because I think I missed one thing here in the training slides, because it's when we need to open the light, we need to turn on the light when the 2 conditions are true. So we also need to use AND block. So what I will do is I need to clear the joint line here, and we use the same Boolean block, and we just need to select a time limit block here. A time limit block. And because we need the two conditions are true at the same time, so we need to choose another block called AND block to connect them together. AND block. And also the trigger the same device control block. And also because we need to send a message, so we also need to select a send a message block here. So send a message, and we just connect them together. So we link the door window sensor status to the input 1 of the AND block, and we link the output to the input 2 of the AND block. And from the output AND block, we link it to trigger to device control block to trigger the light to be opened. And also because we need to send a message to the user, we link it to the send a message block here. And because we need to make an AI template for the users, so we need to open several points for the user to choose. So the start time, we need to go to, we click the start time here, start time data point, and go to the settings here, display on home, and we select, say for instance, 19 here, and give it a proper name. Please enter start time. And we will keep it default format because it is a time format. And for the end time, basically the same. Display on home. And the name is please enter please enter end time. And we go back. If we go back, we can see there have two more options which can select the times. And we go back. I think another data point we need to open for the users is the send message here. The first, we need to open the sound point for them, so the user can choose what kind of alert sound they want to use, like an alarm sound, doorbell sound, or other high-pitched sound. They are all the options. So we just open it for them. And please choose a sound. And keep the format as default. And also, the message needs to be sent which user in the family. So we need to also open the data point here, display on home, and give it a name. Please choose a user. And keep the default format. And also, last but not the least, is the message body. What kind of message we need to send? We can customize, we can fix it, and we can customize it to give it more flexibility. So display on home, yes, and send the message here. Please enter alert message, and keep the format as default. Now if we go back, we can see there are few more options we just opened for the users. And we can select the start time it starts every day from 9 a.m. And it from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we just select 18. Yeah, 18 here. And please choose a sound. I'll just use default sound. And please choose a user. I'll choose my account here. And also, please enter an alert message. I will input the door is the door is opened. Sorry about that. I think my camera blocks a certain part of my simulator. I'll just move it to the left part. Yeah, now the door is opened. The door is opened. Please be aware. Now we just finished the AI builder we just mentioned here. So save it. Save it. And it is running. Make sure it is running. And let's just turn off the light. And I'll use my trigger. I'll open my window sensor here. So it turns on the light, right? Because it is 5:30 in the afternoon. So it turns on the light. Let's check whether we receive a message. Yeah, we received a message. You can check from here. The door is open. Please be aware. So yes, we just have done our second AI builder template. So that's basically about how we make an AI builder. And I think let's sum it up for making an AI builder template. So the first, we need to clear up the logic flow. So the three parts, break down into three parts is very important. So we need to know what's the conditions, what's the command, what's the objects in the AI builder. We need to clear up the logic flow. I think before we put our hands onto the AI builder, we need to write down them before we make it. So we need to write down them. For every requirement, we need to clear up the logic flow. And we need to choose the appropriate modules. We need to choose the appropriate blocks. And we can use existing AIs and things as much as possible. As you can see, because the second AI builder I make is from my first AI builder. So you can basically you can keep the same. You can get the same idea. You can use the existing AI templates from the AI library. And if you start to slowly build up your AI builder templates, you can accumulate them. So afterwards, you will see you can make those AIs from your AI builder templates. So you can just generate more AI builders from them. So it is like just like a Lego systems. You can just put all the blocks together and make your own AI builder. And you need to keep the modular design in mind. If possible, design each function module separately and simplifies the AI design and debug. And as I mentioned, for beginners, let me just emphasize it again. For beginners, it is recommended to do modifications on existing templates. And please study public templates and learn the usage of their function block. So learn from the existing AI library. 哎，你们去一个让他们不要吵。And the next one is AI Builder Easter egg. It's an Easter egg I prepared for you guys because not AI Builder is not only about the automation, the home automation for LifeSmart systems. It is also automation that can be enabled for third-party systems. So do you know, I think some of our partners already know, and most of our partners don't know that our AI Builder, in our AI Builder control blocks, we have HTTP call block in AI Builder. It will enable smart stations control third-party devices that supports simple HTTP control command. Say for instance, if you have like a third-party module or Wi-Fi devices, or say for instance like a stereotype sound systems, and those systems can be controlled from very simple HTTP command. Say for instance, to turn on the module or to play a music of the speaker. That means you can control the third party. That means you can integrate these third party systems into LifeSmart systems by using the HTTP call block in AI Builder, so that the smart station can control the third party systems. And also, a similar idea is TCP control block. TCP control block, it is on the way, and we have partner already testing and using it for controlling TCP enabled devices. So we have HTTP block and also TCP block. And if you have requirements about HTTP and TCP control in the project, please don't hesitate to liaise with us. So now is the Q&A section. So can I debug the AI I just created? Yes, of course, you can debug the AI. If you have problems after creating the AI, if you don't know which part is not working, you can go to the graphic editing menu, and there will be an I button here, and you can click it to simulate the running status of the AI. So say for instance, if we go to the AI and we go to graphic edit here, and then you can see there's like a eye icon here. So if I click the eye icon, you can see the status of each data point. So from here we can see, because the door is closed, now the input is 0. It will output a 0 to here. And because we are within the time period we set up, so the output is 1. Because we're using an AND systems, 0 and 1, so the output is 0. So all the both of the control device control block and the send message block gets a 0 status, so they don't work. So at the moment they don't work. But if I open the door sensor now, and we can see it will output a 1 here. And now we can see the AND control block output 1. That enables the two modules to work. So now it will turn on the light, and now it will send a message to the users. That's how we can debug the systems. And what if I need devices from different smart stations to work in the same AI Builder? Yes, I think that's a very common case. That if you have a relatively large premise size, you will have to use different smart stations. And if you would like the two different devices from different smart stations to work in the same AI Builder, sorry, I think I need to modify the training slides here. I didn't modify it beforehand. The answer is not correct here. I think the answer for the questions is that you need to cascade the two smart stations together in order to make the AI Builder work. So if you are choosing two different devices from two different smart stations in the AI builder, in the same AI builder. At the very beginning, it will not work until you cascade the two smart stations together. So that's how it works. That's one thing to note, to be noted. And I think Nikita also asked the same questions. Do created automations work offline? Yes, the answer is yes, because they are carried out because the AI is basically made on the cloud, made on the app, and once it is saved, it will save the AI to the smart stations. So even if the internet is cut down, the internet is not there, the AI will be still running. So I think that's about it today for AI Builder trainings. If you have any questions, you can type in the chat room. And for you guys that attend the training, we really appreciate you are here. And we also prepared a quiz for you guys. So this is an homework for you guys. So during the case is you need to design an AI template that during 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. when the door opened for 5 minutes, turn on the light and send an alert message to the users. You can use the link below in the quiz section to go into the quiz, and after you make the AI, you can share the AI and copy the text code in the quiz in the link here, so we can check the AI you make. If you if you send the AI template text code within 2 days and we find it is working alright, and you can we will issue an AI Builder training certificate to you guys. So yeah. I think that's about that's it about today. So please, if you are interested in AI Builder, please go to the quiz, put your hands onto it. If you would like to enable AI Builder functions, do not hesitate to contact us. Do not hesitate to contact our LifeSmart staff. And also, if you would like to do more cases, you can also finish this case as well. So any questions from you guys? Any questions from our partners from Japan? I know you guys are there. Do you have any questions? And if you would like to get familiar with all these kind of control blocks, please download the AI Builder block introduction training slides in the link from the description below. It will give you a very detailed explain about how each of the AI Builder block works and what each point stands for. And also at the same time next week, we will have a webinar together with Akuvox to talk about the integration between smart home and video intercom systems. If you are using video intercoms in your project, and if you are interested to know how we can integrate